Chapter 3. The Invention of the Exile, Proselytism and Conversion. After being forcibly exiled from their land, the people kept faith with it throughout their dispersion and never ceased to pray and hope for their return to it and for the restoration in it of their political freedom. The Declaration of the Establishment of the State of Israel, 1948. As a result of the historic catastrophe in which Titus of Rome destroyed Jerusalem and Israel was exiled from its land, I was born in one of the cities of the exile. But always I regarded myself as one who was born in Jerusalem. CH3 Agnon, accepting the Nobel Prize for Literature, 1966. Even Israelis who are not familiar with the historic opening passage of their Proclamation of Independence must have held a 50-shekel note that bears the moving words, spoken by CH3 Agnon when he received the Nobel Prize. Just like the authors of the proclamation, and like most of Israel's citizens, the eminent author knew that the Jewish nation was exiled after the fall of the Second Temple in 70 CE, then wandered about the world, inspired by the 2,000-year-long hope of being a free people, in the words of the Israeli national anthem, in its ancient homeland. Uprooting and deportation are concepts deeply embedded in Jewish tradition in all its forms. But their significance has changed over the history of the religion. They did not always bear the secular meaning with which they came to be imbued in modern times. Jewish monotheism began to take shape among the cultural elites who were forcibly deported after the fall of the Kingdom of Judah in the 6th century BCE, and the imagery of exile and wandering already reverberates, directly or metaphorically, in a major part of the Torah, the prophets, and the writings, the final section of the Old Testament. From the expulsion from Eden, through Abraham's migration to Canaan and Jacob's descent into Egypt, to the prophecies of Zechariah and Daniel, Jewish religion gazed back through a perspective of wanderings, uprootings, and returns. The Torah already stated, "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known." Deuteronomy 28:64. The fall of the First Temple was associated with expulsion, and this literary theological memory helped shape subsequent Jewish religious sensibilities. However, a close examination of the historical event that apparently engendered the second exile in the year 70 CE, and an analysis of the Hebrew term galah, exile, and its connotation in late Hebrew, indicate that the national historical consciousness was a patchwork of disparate events and traditional elements. Only in this way could it function as an effective myth that provided modern Jews with a pathway to ethnic identity. The ultra-paradigm of deportation was essential for the construction of a long-term memory wherein an imaginary, exiled people race could be described as the direct descendants of the former people of the Bible. As we shall see, the myth of uprooting and exile was fostered by the Christian tradition, from which it flowed into Jewish tradition and grew to be the truth engraved in history, both the general and the national.